Greetings, everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you as we start another week here of InsightToTheEndTimes.com. These podcasts have been a great help to many people to get an understanding of where we are in God's timetable as we approach the end of the age. We have shared a great deal about that in previous podcasts, so I'd encourage you to go to our website, InsightToTheEndTimes.com, and you'll see what we're talking about in terms of the timing and so on and so forth. Today, I've entitled this session, The Spirit of the Antichrist. I think everyone's heard the term Antichrist. He's a demonic figure working for Satan in these last days. He will be revealed as soon as the 7-year period of tribulation begins. And that is a date we don't know the exact timing of, other than the fact that it's getting closer and closer. Today I want to talk about the spirit of the Antichrist. Well, what's the spirit of anything? It's the sense or the presence or the spirit of something that's going to come to pass. So it foretells it. It's like an advance notice that it's coming to pass. Here's the best illustration that comes to my mind. You know the big box stores that we have in North America? For instance, Costco, big retailer of goods. It amazes me that as soon as Christmas season is over at the end of the year and we move into January, they're already displaying the things you'll want for spring. We haven't even seen the snow fly yet, and they're already showing you the things that spring brings along. They'll have fertilizers, and they'll have toys, and they'll have swing sets, and all these kinds of things that are evidence of spring. Then when we hit the Easter season, which is usually in April, they're already showing summer. They're showing the swimming pool things, the toys for swimming pools. They're showing the yard furniture, the barbecues, and so on. We get into the fall. Kids go back to school here in Ontario in the first part of September, and other American states, they may go back to school in August. By that time, they're showing Halloween things, October 31st things. And before we get through that season and get to the end of October, they're already showing Christmas things. So what they're doing is they're giving you the spirit of Christmas 3 to 4 months in advance. They give you the spirit of summer 3 to 4 months in advance. And the spirit of the Antichrist is coming at us to show us the things that will define the Antichrist. They're occurring in the world today, and they're demonic because he's demonic. And these demonic practices are things that we've never seen quite be the same way we are seeing them now. Things have really accelerated in these last few years. And boy, oh boy, we're seeing all kinds of end time warnings everywhere we turn. For instance, Jesus said to us in Matthew 24, verse number 3, he said, "Take heed, be cautious, be careful that no one deceives you." Deception is a demonic attack against people to present a false picture of something that they will fall for, believe in, and all of a sudden they're taken captive by it. Paul referred to the same types of things in the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Here's what Paul said. Let no one, this is chapter 3, verse 3. Chapter 2, verse 3, excuse me. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. And the man of sin is then revealed, the son of perdition. What is that day? That day is the day that the church of Jesus Christ is removed by way of rapture, which we have spoken a great deal about, and I will speak more about it this week. But this day is coming, and when it comes, then we're going to see the son of perdition. So we have the spirit of the Antichrist leading up to the time when the Antichrist is actually revealed. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9, Paul says, the coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all the power, signs, and lying wonders. So when we are talking about the spirit of the Antichrist, we're talking about someone who's going to operate under the power of Satan in due course. But in the meantime, we're going to see all kinds of characteristics, all kinds of events, all kinds of occasions, happenings that are very similar to that. One of the major things that you're going to see happen when the Antichrist comes on the scene is you're going to have a massive, massive spirit of control centered in that one individual. He will be a pompous leader. He'll be overbearing. He'll be overreaching. He'll be overriding. He will just absolutely enforce his way of doing things no matter what. Well, are we not seeing that in our world today here in North America? We're seeing that everywhere. It seems our governments are operating on that level. They're not listening to anybody else. They're just imposing things right, left, and center to our chagrin, to our detriment, to our hurt. And it's like, well, so what? That's their response. So what? They do things that were never done before, not in the same way, not as openly as they're being done today. But we are on the verge. And when I look back over the last 10 years, just as a for instance, or let's go back to the beginning of this century, to the year 2000. My gracious, we just had all kinds of stuff developing in these last few years. All kinds of stuff. And every advancement we see in technological terms, whether it be smartphones or smartwatches, or whether it be all these other things that are coming forth, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cognitive learning, and so on and so forth, these have been in the works for a long time, but we didn't even know those terms. And then all of a sudden, here they are, and we're dealing with them. And when you look at some of the most recent terms, we are talking about things that are just absolutely beyond comprehension. Now, at least they are for some of our older folks, amen. Maybe not so much for the younger folks, but I don't know about you. I'm blessed and I'm pleased to have younger family members around me to help me with some of this technology, because it's intimidating. And that's what the devil's going to be, intimidating. Well, I want to continue this tomorrow. I think it will bless you and help you see where we are, because we're getting really close. And I'll see you then. I call you blessed. Thanks for joining us today. Bye for now.